Seattle Worldcon is a cluster F. It is really crazy. These people are completely disorganized. The convention is now 2 months away, and they are still trying to figure out what happened with this like AI thing they use to vet program participants. Really, really funny. I, of course, applied to be a program participant and was declined. And I look on here, and there's a bunch of people who are aspiring authors who have never sold a book in their lives who are added on here. And it's really, really funny. I went through the panelist list, and it's tragic. I probably have heard of 20 people on here, and the list is long, guys. I mean, it's long. And of those people, maybe only like 8 of them actually are any of sort of names in the industry who have actually sold any books in their lives. Most of you would not have heard of the people that I've actually heard of, and I've only heard of them because of just like going to conventions and seeing them around. But this is, again, a circuit of people who go to conventions. They then put in their bio that they have been asked to speak at conventions. So they'll put in their bio, speaker at Worldcon, or they'll put speaker at BayCon, and they'll use that to get speaker positions at other conventions, and that's it. That's all they do. They do this. They go to a ton of these throughout the year and speak to rooms of 5-10 people, and then act like they're professional authors so that they can feel good about themselves when they're not selling any books, not getting anything done. And that's the entire industry in a nutshell right now. We did a video the other day on how one of the Hugo Award finalists is actually out there getting grants for his trip to even go to this convention. He can't even pay for his own way to go, and it's absolutely crazy. And that the Hugo Award only required 28 votes to get on the ballot to begin with. This is a dead convention. They have killed it, and they've killed it through a lot of means over the last recent years, which we're going to get into. And the biggest news this week, of course, is the banning of literary agent Leslie Varney, which is a weird thing. Now, I've reached out to Worldcon multiple times to try to ask about this as a journalist. Kathy Bond is the chair over there. No response. They will not respond whatsoever. I mean, these people are just in abject fear of people who actually matter in science fiction is what it comes down to. Really weird, and it's a destruction of their convention. Now, of course, they're all reacting to it over in the Blue Sky area, and I'll get into this in just a moment, too, because it's pretty funny. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us as we talk about all things in science fiction, especially when it comes to these ridiculous conventions out there. It is the Based book sale this weekend, and, of course, I have my Stars Entwined for only 99 cents, guys. Best deal. This is the best way you can get in on my awesome space opera series. This is a trilogy which you are absolutely going to love. It is going to remind you of Babylon 5, of Lois Bujold's Vorkosigan saga. This is the type of stuff that we are bringing science fiction back to. And I'm actually working hard editing. The amount of editing I've done this week is crazy. A new trilogy that's going to spin out of this, which is going to be awesome, coming later this year. So get in now. This is the best spot to do so, like I said. There is a full trilogy, so if you do want to support the channel, grab everything, you can do so. It's also available on audiobook. Makes it easy for you, but it is 99 cents on ebook this weekend only. Thank you guys for being here. It's in the description below. As I said, the panelist list is just utterly silly. You go through here and you're just look at these people like, who are these people? We can click on some random ones here. Guy Morpus. You probably you know him from whatever. Guy Morpus, of course, right? A Trial in 3 Acts, okay. A trial is rather like a play. The Times, the Daily Mail, the Financial Times. Oh, he's got a lot of credentials. Yeah, it's lots of credentials. And you'll start to see Heather Rose Jones. Who's this one? Heather Rose Jones writes fantasy, heroic fantasy. Yeah, you know her from that. She won awards, guys. Hugo Awards finalist for Best Related Work. Research into lesbian-like motifs in history. Oh, Lesbian Historic Motif Project. Oh, yeah, we're seeing what's going on here. And so it's all about these guys' weird fetishes is what it comes down to with almost all of these people, and that's what you see here. Now, there are a couple names who you might recognize on the list. There's going to be Brandon Sanderson there, who's part of this in club at this point, and George R.R. Martin will be at Worldcon this weekend, not working on The Winds of Winter. So if you see him there, just be like, what's going on? Are you ever going to work on it? Probably not, is going to be the answer. But like I said, a literary agent was banned this last week, and they refused to tell her why. Now, I was the only person who covered it, and it's really funny here. This is a website that kind of covers some stuff going on in sci-fi with drama and the like. And as you can see, this is their deal. Literary agent Leslie Varney was complained about being banned from attending the Seattle Worldcon in an op-ed today at John Delarose Hate Site Fandom Pulse. This is really, really funny. And it's also double ironic because the entire intention of these people is to hate people out of their convention, like Leslie Varney. She is being hated out of the convention, like I was in 2018 and the like. I sued them over it, and they, of course, mentioned that. Worldcons and other conventions rarely make public statements when banning someone anymore, and Varney says she wasn't given a reason either. The organizers chose to keep me entirely in the dark. Her op-ed advances several straw man reasons and knocks them down. Yes, which they don't even link the op-ed so you can't see it. They just take our word for it, bro. Just take our word for it. So they look. This is pretty funny. So this is my Fandom Pulse site, which is where we have a bunch of news. FandomPulse.com. We do a bunch of great news here, and you can see that they even cropped out the name of the site. Just it's really funny how passive aggressive these people are. And here is the email banning her, which we covered earlier this week, from Kathy Bond. I've emailed Kathy Bond multiple times. I'm a journalist in the field. I have zero response from her on this, just like Leslie Varney hasn't. She regularly trades salvos with Patrick S. Tomlinson, which is probably the reason she's banned. And if you look at the panelists here, yes, you have Patrick S. Tomlinson. That's right. Now, Patrick S. Tomlinson has not really written anything in a number of years. These are a bunch of old books. He lost his contract with Tor because he wasn't selling very well. And he's become just this internet lolcow where people just make fun of him because he responds to everybody all day long going, "Oh, you will be in prison, stalker." You can't make it this up. He just talks about people going to prison all day long in replies and that's all he does is tweets. It's really, really weird. And that's exactly what's happened here. Now, he got into it with Leslie Varney, and he probably, asked for her to be banned, and they went for it for him, which is silly because, again, he's not a relevant writer in the field. He has not sold anything in years. He sells far less books than I do. Why are you protecting this individual who, you should not even have him on your panelist list to begin with? It's all some weird little political clout structure. So that's the deal. She's dropping heavy hints on social media about her plans for revenge, says this site. Today's work included contacting a state attorney general, consulting a lawyer specializing in defamation, both in the ban and how I should proceed in the face of Tomlinson's continued defamation. Tomorrow, the Seattle Chamber of Commerce and the Seattle Convention Center. So I'm glad she's actually fighting this. This is the thing. You have to fight these people. And it may seem futile. It may seem like a small thing, like a ban from a convention. And again, we saw this, we saw Camelot, the YouTuber, got banned from a convention. The entire internet rallied. And then nobody's talking about this here, which is really okay, so I guess if you are a YouTuber who has some clout, everybody rallies behind you, something like this, nothing, crickets, right? And that's really the problem in today's world, that it happens, because if we did all just push back against this every single time, it'd make it safe for people like Leslie Varney, who's just a literary agent. And of course, it gets crazy. This guy, Grand Moff Sean Duke, is a podcaster who, he does a podcast to 100 people or whatever, talking about sci-fi and all that, the Skiffy and Fanty show, which is silly. And he's just some gay guy who again, is building clout, who doesn't really do much for science fiction and fantasy. He says, I see Seattle Worldcon has revoked an attending membership for a dangerous individual. A dangerous individual. Like I said, this woman is just a literary agent. She's not there. She's not going to harm anybody. It's literally, these people are scared of her existing, who has gleefully participated in the harassment campaign against someone who in no way deserves it. And they're saying Patrick S. Tomlinson. Good. Somebody asks about this, and he says, Leslie Varney, item 2, she's also going off on Blue Sky threatening a lawsuit, which is unsurprising. She's cozied up to the guy who sued Worldcon last time. That's me. I'm no lawyer, but the email she received doesn't offer a reason, so it's harder to sue over. They always do this. When I was suing them, they always did this. I'm no lawyer, but he has no standing. I cost Worldcon over $130,000 because of these legal experts on social media who just wanted to attack conservatives and Christians, and that's exactly what they are. Like I said, it's a gay guy who just wants to attack conservatives and Christians. And you see, it doesn't get much engagement, this kind of stuff. They just are harassing this poor lady for nothing, and that's what's going on here. So we're covering it, and now that this is out in the open, of course, now that my reporting has gone out to kind of their circles, they're starting to talk about it over there, and we're going to cover it more as this goes along. Now, Paul Weimer, who is a serial troll on the internet, a leftist guy who goes crazy, actually did comment on this as well. He said, sigh. Worldcon is not going to give a reason because they remember the mistake they made with Delarose in doing that. So this is pretty interesting right here, and this is really the crux of it, is that when they banned me, they called me a racist bully, and I of course sued them for defamation, and I'm legally not racist, my friends, and I'm legally not a bully. So it's very good stuff. They had to apologize to me and pay me because of that. And this is really interesting. Paul Weimer goes kind of mask off with this comment, because if you really think about this, they're saying we want to ban people just for the sake of it, just because we don't like those people. They are hateful bigots, right? They hate people for who they are. And it's a reason it doesn't matter, right? That person has to be banned because of who they are. And this is what Paul Weimer's really going masked off on. Like, these bans are not for any reasons. They'll come up with the reasons afterwards. They won't even state a reason now because they know it's a mistake to even come up with a reason. It's about hating people, and that's why it's failing. That's why Worldcon's failing. That's why it's in such a disaster right now, because like this institution over the last 10 plus years has just decided to be a hate group that hates a certain segment of society, which are the normal people who are reading science fiction and fantasy, and they're trying to hate them all out for their own little social club and clout. And because of that, you just end up with Patrick S. Tomlinson, and that's it. And all these like little weirdos who you've never heard of, who are a bunch of they-thems who don't sell any books, don't have any draw for people to actually come to the convention, and so it becomes just like this sad state of affairs of these aging weirdos who nobody wants to be around. Absolutely crazy stuff. And so this is the absolute state of Worldcon. This is why they're dying, and these people are gleeful about it as it's happening. But, they're not going to have a convention for much longer. If these Hugo Awards are only getting 28 votes for things at this point, you're in dire straits, and you better wake up if you really want to save these science fiction institutions. I'm just working on saving science fiction myself, guys, and I don't really care about Worldcon. They can go stuff it. This is really stupid trying to ban this poor lady, and we're going to keep calling them out and making this hard on them because they need it until they get their behavior right, until they stop the hate. It needs to change. So in the meantime, start reading some books, guys. That's what this is all about. The Stars Entwined is in the description below. Like I said, it's only 99 cents through the weekend for the base book sale, my friends. And of course, it is a trilogy. If you want to grab the whole thing, it builds up very, very nicely. I do recommend that. Thank you guys for reading, and let me know what you think about this. We'll be back soon.